Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of year where we're spending money. Got a new tire mounted on this wheel here. This was the Goodyear tire that we still had on here, one of the originals, and it was just so cracked on every single lug. Every single lug had a big old gash, so on and so forth. And well, that's just due to all the loader work we've done with it this year. Moved a ton of straw bundles and moved a lot of big bales, a lot more than I was expecting. And this upcoming season, we're going to be doing all the same stuff and probably a lot more. So I wanted to get a good tire on here, especially because we're going to be doing a lot more road running as well. I didn't really want to have a blowout going down the main road. Anyway, I got the same tire, 1224 Firestone. We had put this one over here on 2 years ago, 2 seasons ago, because we had a well, I ran over a chain harrow and put a big old hole in it like that. So I ended up getting a new tire on this side. This is 2 years of running, still in great shape. So wanted to match it and get one on this side. I'm gonna let you guys watch me struggle. I don't know how this is gonna go. Next up on the list today, we've got this second cutting rebaled hay. It's mediocre stuff, but a guy wants it, so we're gonna load it up and take it to him tomorrow morning. So we'll get that loaded up. Then I got all this loose hay here. We're gonna pull the tractor out and clean all this loose hay up. And my neighbor right behind the barn here, they have a sheep pasture right there. They've been feeding hay out in their pasture. And I said, hey, would you guys want all my loose hay? I'll just load it up in my tractor and I'll just dump it over your fence. And they were like, go for it. So we'll run the tractor on the new tire, make sure everything's tightened down properly and got a scoop. We're gonna give it to those sheepies right there. Hopefully they'll be happy. Well, we had to spend some more money today. So what we have between these and these, we've got 8 11L15 12 ply tires. These are for the wagons. The bottom two here are 9.5-14. So these are for the disc bind. They're 8 ply. Then we've got 2 steer tires, 10-16 for the 966. We're doing a lot more hay this year and we're planning on doing a lot more road running. And I want to make sure that all of my equipment is good and road worthy. We did do a lot of road running last year, and the entire season there was a lot of tires and things that I was just like, oh, please make it through the season. That's why we're kind of doing preventative maintenance, getting a lot of stuff replaced. That's also the reason we replaced this tire as well. Well, it is December 23rd and I need to load up some straw, but it is 10 degrees right now and this thing does not like the cold very well. It's officially time to park this thing in the shop season because I use this thing daily, and if it's too cold, I have these issues. So I'm gonna try to get this thing started, but it's struggling. Give her another go. Looks like we're gonna have to hook up some jumper cables to it. We got her! Pain in my butt! See how this old girl fires up in the cold? If it does. That exhaust barely fits under the garage door. When I was backing in, I had to like pull the garage door back as I was backing in. Probably shorten that a little bit.
And just the last question on this rice.
Changing the oil here on the case. And I fired this thing up, let it run for a couple minutes, and then probably a 5-minute drive down here because I was putzing down here in first gear. And I wanted this thing to warm up. And it's crazy how much heat the engine kicks off, but that oil temp was still 30 degrees. I mean, it was still very cold on my fingers. It takes quite a bit of running to actually get that oil up to temp.
You guys cut it off, and what do you do to try to improve?
If you're curious about a more in-depth video on how to change the oil on your K730, I'll put a link up here. I did a more in-depth video of it one time, but it's pretty basic. You drain the oil, you take the filter out, you put the new filter in. There's 3 gaskets, 1 big O-ring here on the housing, and then 2 that you put, there's 1 here and then 1 on the inside. Put your plug back in. Again, if you want to watch the video, it's up here.
warm up closer to the Canadian border.
And we have to go back and thin, so it's not a huge loss with that pollination.
All right, we're gonna start it up. Make sure we did everything right. Check the oil level. Make sure that oil filter doesn't leak. Sometimes, be aware, sometimes the can does not like to seat right into the housing, and sometimes you'll have to really finagle it to get all the edges seated around on the gasket. I had to do that again here this time, not on camera, but just make sure it's seated properly. All right, this thing's gonna be loud, like it always is, because someone decided to put a straight pipe on. Oh, wait, that was me. All right. Cool. Oh, I need to turn the fuel on. Duh. I don't know why changing oil always gives me anxiety. I feel like I'm always missing something or it's gonna seize up on me, but I checked the oil level. We'll check it one more time just to be sure. I don't know if you can see it, but right there at the full line. Runs good. It's always a relief. This tractor has been a pretty good tractor for us, but it's always had its kind of quirks with the fuel on this thing. Just with the carburetor always leaking and flooding itself, and I think it's because there's a gasket in there that's shot. But temporary fix is just always shut the fuel off, so remember to do that this time. Next on the list today is deliver this straw. It's 3 o'clock right now, and the sun's already going down. I'm honestly just going to put this thing back together tomorrow, because chances are tomorrow I'll go to start it up again and it'll be dead because it's gonna be cold overnight, and we're gonna have to do the same thing, take the whole thing apart and get some jumper cables on it, and I don't really want to do that. So I'm just gonna leave it off until it warms up a little bit. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this random video of a lot of randomness, buying tires, odds and ends, etc. There'll be more of these videos, don't you worry. Leave a comment down below. Do you guys like to see kind of random videos like this of me doing whatever random winter chores I do? Or would you rather see more topical videos like why hay prices are so high, how we raise beef, so on and so forth? Leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to listen to them.